Beloved of the Lord, welcome to an awesomely inspiring and invigorating moment in the presence of the Lord. Please, if you are ready to be willing and obedient, then go ahead and grab a cup of coffee or tea, whatever delights your taste buds and does your body well. Relax on your favorite chair or just go for the coolness of the floor, and let's begin to cultivate the land. I guarantee you that your harvest will be so rich and so plentiful that other women in your shoes will come to share in your inexhaustible supply of succulent fruits. Beloved, in the dance of life, sometimes, and more commonly all of the time, our partners don't keep step, especially as a Christian woman who is married to a non-believing man. If you're a Christian woman married to a non-believer, you might feel like you're dancing alone and basically doing everything on your own. The reality is, you are indeed alone in your marriage, and the sooner you face that fact, the better it will be for you. However, getting to that place of realization, understanding and acknowledgement is not the end of the road for you. Remember, you are the child of an amazing Father with whom absolutely nothing is impossible, and also everything is possible to those who believe. So, if you can believe that God can save your non-believing husband, then no matter what your parents or your best friend or your enemies or the entire world says or the devil says, it is possible. God can save your unsaved husband. And that's all that matters in this situation. Now, where do we go from here? Well, before we move one foot onwards, we must revisit your entire perspective regarding marriage. Very likely it is highly erroneous, steeped in selfishness, and has absolutely no agreement with our Lord Jesus Christ, who He is and what He is about. This is why, from the onset of this journey, right here, right now, we recognize that a paradigm shift is absolutely needful. And what this means is a fundamental change in approach or underlying assumptions concerning not just your marriage, but marriage in general. It is a significant change in the way you think about or approach this particular issue or problem that has you unbearably frustrated. There are no ifs and buts about it. Beloved, if you're going to have you a saved husband, then you are going to have to be willing to pay the price. Put your money where your mouth is and understand, no pain, no gain. So our first step is to delete your erroneous mindset concerning your marriage and marriage in general. Most of us in this unhealthy situation in our marriage have believed and embraced a lie, and we in our delusional state expect God to just step in and compound our lie and give us what we desire. Fortunately for us, God being God will never endorse a lie. It now behooves us to understand what marriage is and the purpose of it in God's book. Marriage is a God-ordained institution, and because of that, it is sacred and is sanctified unto God on His part. And on our part, we are to understand that and do our part to maintain its sacredness by sanctifying it unto God in our daily lives. Having established that, the purpose of any marriage a Christian is part of is chiefly for emulating and exhibiting the type of relationship that Christ has with His bride, the church. Your marriage is not for your pleasure, but for the glory of God. If you are on a quest to bring glory to yourself by getting your desires met, then you will be manipulative and controlling, and the end result will be shame and reproach to the gospel of our Lord. To simplify this further, marriage is a ministry unto God. It's something we do for God. It's not for our personal gratification. It's not to serve as a comfort zone for our flesh or to cater for our need for, nor our obsession with happiness. We seem to forget that when we entered into a covenant relationship with God, we received a death sentence. I guess our prosperity gospel never tells us that. Oh no, it tells us, get your happiness. If you're not satisfied, dump the guy and get you another man to make you blissfully happy. A myth. No wonder there are so many failed second, third, fourth marriages. Why? Because those marriages do not accord with the will of God. They are still about the will of man, each party getting his or her desires fulfilled. But if we profess to be genuine Christians who are living the repentant life, we will want to hear and know only what Jesus has to say. From the very beginning of the relationship, He tells us in Matthew 16:24-25. Then Jesus said to His disciples, "If anyone wishes to follow me as my disciple, he must deny himself, set aside selfish interests, and take up his cross, expressing a willingness to endure whatever may come and follow me, believing in me, conforming to my example in living, and if need be, suffering or perhaps dying because of faith in me." For whoever wishes to save his life in this world will eventually lose it through death. But whoever loses his life in this world for my sake will find it, that is, life with me for all eternity. Beloved of the Lord, thanks for listening. Join me in the upcoming video for the completion of this timely message of the Lord. Live a genuinely repentant life in this day.